Hello, beautiful Capricorn. Welcome to your bonus reading. Let's dive into it right away and see what's coming your way. We're gonna start with the coffee cup, then I'm gonna jump into the tarot. Let's see what we have here. So many things happening at the same time, and they are outside. There are some outside things happening. Pathways are opening. We see someone kind of looks like a siren showing up. It looks like a male one though. Usually sirens are depicted as female. However, this can be someone who's mixing both energies, masculine and feminine. I see there are two people hugging about a chunk of money here. This can be an agreement happening as well. These are all happening. I said so many times happening. These are all appearing outside of your eyesight. Okay, that's what I see here. Like this is your eyesight. This is outside. They're happening for a reason. If you have like an intention to make something, like receive something, this can be universe orchestrating those things without you realizing. And it seems like you're eventually going to become aware of this because there's 1, 2, 3 different pathways are opening, and you're gonna start maybe going on to those pathways really soon. Guys, if you're new here, this is Divine Light, and if you haven't already, give this one a thumbs up. Go ahead, hit subscribe, and if you would like to inquire about personal readings, I'm going to leave my email in the description box below right here on the corner as well. Let's get back inside. What we see is, I see there's a bull's head. One horn is broken. Bull can represent an authority. Can be someone you have like accepted as a spiritual guidance, maybe a supportive good friend. However, the thing is, one horn is broken, so you might be realizing this person was not who you think who you thought they were. One of the horn broken indicates that maybe their spirituality wasn't really authentic, okay, or maybe they were doing it with a certain intention. And this can be a little bit like dark. The darkness shows up afterwards. This can also be someone that you are trusting. However, like I told you, this is an orchestration of the universe, because it feels like here some of you might have like a massive upgrade coming forward, and this upgrade will actually require, let me cover this up. This upgrade is going to require this person to first get out of your life, okay? That's why they're above a home or like a roof. This can be someone who is above a roof, maybe on the second floor of something. It can be someone who is actually maybe you met in a building, and it seems like you're gonna leave the building. This can be a building. It doesn't have to be somewhere that you are, maybe you have like a admission to. Can be somewhere that you're going because you think this person was a wise one. Well, it seems like this is going to help you actually look for another option, so it's going to be good on that front. I see a person here hanged upside down. What happens, Capricorn, is you tend to be really stubborn in certain things because it's the symbol of Capricorn is the goat, and goat represents, actually in some cases, goat is an amazing spirit animal because they're resilient, they're specific, and their stubbornness can be used to get what they want. However, it can be also being really closed off to the newness. That's why the hangman moments comes in here, because I see here, you can see when you pass the bull, you're seeing there's a mammoth actually shows up. I heard that they recently found like a chin bone of a mammoth. So that's amazing founding. I saw like the videos of it. These were, and this thing that I was going to tell you is a massive shape, like a as big as like this, maybe bigger than that, like only the bottom chin. So the thing is, this can be something like in a massive scale, which is in the dark. You don't really see it. But mammoth, I feel like mammoth, elephant, and even rhinos are massive creatures. They symbolize long-term stability, okay? Like they're vegetarian. I think they can also represent like a surviving with the nature, and but also the size. Yeah, They're in massive scale as well. So it's just becoming in a massive sense that heavy is easy. It's not going to be easy to get discarded, but this is something that you're maybe manifesting, you're desiring, and that will require you to change the way you're thinking. That's why we have the hangman here upside down. And the hangman, what happens to him is he is very stubborn, like the energy that Capricorn has. And this is intended for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So if you have any of those in your chart, it can cause in those areas those kind of stubbornness. And it seems like there's going to be maybe a persecution. I don't want to say this persecution is going to be in the literal sense. It can be like some people are telling you, okay, you don't belong with us type of energy, which is going to change your perspective about you see things. What happens when you see that is you're going to actually maybe enter into your own element. I see here there's a letter V, kind of shaped like a shield. When your perspective starts changing, maybe you're going to be able to actually make a different choice this time. Maybe you have been making the choices in a way to not to hurt those that you are actually very good with and you're protective of, but they weren't protecting you. And this will actually show you that's there is a place exists. Okay, before I turn on this video, I was actually watching this lady. She was vegan for 14 years she's on TikTok and she keeps trying things, okay? And she's like giving up on veganism. And she says, I'm not judging. I was a vegan once and that caused big health problems for me after a year or so. And then I had to give up. But the thing is, she was saying that she has chosen that path because she had body dysmorphia. She was feeling she wasn't feeling comfortable in her body, and people around her were really judgmental, were really influencing her in a bad way that she needs to lose weight, she's so fat and chubby or whatever it is. And she's a Korean American, and Korean food is one of my favorite food. I love spiciness, all that stuff. It's amazing for me. So and she avoided most of it because most of the Korean food is not vegetarian, not vegan. And so what happens is it is not because of her conscious choice. It wasn't the conscious choice. She was guided there. And I feel like here you might have been guided. That's why I feel like a minute ago before I turned this on, that video popped up in front of me. There are some of you, it doesn't have to be about food, by the way. It can be about a part of your life that you have chosen certain things because of the environment, not because of your inner desires. And it seems like here that's changing, and you can see it's like a cycle here. The shield that is actually building is actually forming like a cycle. Kind of looks like a spider web, kind of like a spiral. Okay, so it is from the core, everything is changing and it's starting to build something fresh for you. Okay, and that's, I want to keep it general. She was mentioning about the food, but it doesn't have to be food. It can be about any area in your life has been affected, and you are changing your perspective, building a new shield. And then I said, there's a chunk of money showing up here. This can be like right away blessed with a big gift, and that will be your sign that you're on the right path. And also I told you there are many pathways opening here, many changes happening. So this is like basically universe is orchestrating this thing in your life. I see also there's like a clearly a white bear. White bear is a polar bear. When it comes to brown bear, I feel like the brown bear is the earth and the white bear is actually the polar bear is water, because they live on ice and ice is actually frozen water. So this can be a water sign. However, they have this like a cold part to them. Can be a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio. However, this person is someone very protective. Because of all the masculine energy, I'm going to interpret this person as someone who's protective of you. Can also someone come to get, like this can be someone, maybe they're actually giving you the gift initially as well. This can be like a new beginning in life. Maybe instead of being your own protector, and that's the thing that she was talking about. She met her husband, and that person actually accepted her beauty and existence unconditionally. He didn't care about her weight, how she looked. She just cared about, she's a pretty woman. However, it's like he accepted her so unconditionally that she had to go back and get in touch with that part of her who was in pain. And I feel like here, this can be that kind of like a reflection here. Maybe there's a polar bear coming into your life and accepting those parts maybe you're ignoring that will maybe force you to face those things. And when the gifts that they're bringing is actually going to change your perspective about the things that you have accepted so far, okay, without questioning. Let's dive into your soul sir now. If you have a specific question, a desire, an intention, hold it in your mind. I see there's a small chunk of money. There's an egg above it. And there are two desires you have. It looks a lot of splashes here. So it can be like little blessings here and there, like coming with your one desire. There's a second one here too. It seems like it's halfway paused. So this might require some more actually passion added onto it. Or if this is something you have come so far and maybe lost the interest, maybe you need to revive the interest back to it. I told you there's a chunk of money and an egg above it. So the chunk of money can represent maybe with something. Egg can be like a seed. You can actually grow chickens with eggs if it's fertile. And so it's just this new thing. The money coming in can be towards an investment that you're going to put out there. And the egg, I'm going to go with a general meaning. It can even be like a book, a self-help book that will open more pages for you, more like a thinking. It's going to unlock your mind at some point. That's why the egg can represent any type of growth opportunity here. I see someone might be leaving your life, kind of wears like they're wearing cloak, but then I see a horse's head right here. I'm going to interpret both ways. This can be someone, kind of reminds me of that middle age priests, European priests. They were wearing this brown cloak type of like with a rope around their waist. Kind of reminded me of that. The head is covered. So this can be someone like that actually represents selflessness and not paying attention or not valuing earthly things. This can be someone either leaving your life or coming into your life, okay? And the horse head tells me that this is your wish and desire. So either way, it can be interpreted both way. So with a general reading, I'm going to go with a both meaning because some of you might not want this in your life and maybe some of you want someone who doesn't care about earthly stuff. We have a Scorpio here. Scorpio might be somebody that you're also like getting in touch with before all these things actually play out. Scorpio might be the one giving you the perspective that you really need to start assessing things. And like maybe they're the one that are going to give you the wake up call and realize, okay, maybe Taurus I said, and then the Scorpio, they might be the one that are actually trying to trick you, or they're losing the authority as well. Like I said, this doesn't have to be someone who is Taurus. It can be their spirit animal. Okay, let's see what Tarot is going to tell us. What's happening, guys? I couldn't even shuffle. Ten of Swords. Okay. Six of Pentacles. This is looking good. Ten of Swords is like it's exactly like I guessed it in the beginning, and the cup reflects it. Something is coming to an end. This can be something really undesired by you. You don't want this to happen, but also you are foreseeing this is gonna happen. That's why maybe you're trying to delay it. However, Ten of Swords. Did I tell you, bull? The broken horn. This is not really exactly broken, but this kind of like tells me that your relationship with an authority may be coming to an end, or maybe you're trusting someone more than you trust yourself. This seems like here that is coming to an end. Ten of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Temperance, and we have Queen of Pentacles here. Six of Pentacles can represent actually your desires, needs, and wishes and goals magically fulfilled by the divine. It can represent, we have Queen of Cups falling out here too. It can represent a like, even if you have concerns or even if some things are coming to an end, you will be fulfilled. You will have your satisfaction. You will have your fulfillment. Your desires and needs will be fulfilled. So you don't have to worry about that. what you need to worry is the temperance comes in here. Temperance can symbolize actually your balancing act. Okay, instead of like trying to fix everything and rebuild everything because something's coming to an end, it means that approach things with an attitude of, okay, whenever I can do this, I will do it. Okay, I feel like that's the vibe here. Temperance is also can symbolize moderation, taking things one day at a time. And also we have Queen of Pentacles here. That's your energy that represents resources that are going to appear in front of you once you start taking things one at a time. Temperance energy is not a slow energy, unlike the picture that we see, because it's Sagittarius. You see the fire is burning. Fire is fast energy. So there's a term, it keeps coming to me time to time: slow down to accelerate. You need to slow down to accelerate. Okay, maybe that might make sense or might not really make sense to you at all, but if you can take your time to just slow it down a little bit, you might see, like when you go so fast. I think Japan has those kind of massively fast, incredibly fast trains, and when you're traveling in one of those trains, you cannot really see what's in the picture, what's the outside. That's why maybe you need to slow it down so you can see the solution outside. Okay, we have here Five of Wands. Five of Wands can symbolize an inner conflict. We have Eight of Pentacles and Eight of Cups. 8 is a good number, doubling itself, so I'm going to interpret it in a positive sense. Five of Wands tells me some people might benefit you not feeling great. That's why they're maybe trying to keep you in that despair or conflict, competition, and argument. So be careful, be mindful of that. Lovers is, some of you might be manifesting real love, soulmate connection, romantic relationships, or if you have any one right now, maybe this is actually going to start healing during the time. Or lovers can also symbolize, guys, healing, okay? Having more choices rather than just being stuck with a competing and conflicting environment or people or a job or the thing that is in your hand. Eight of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Lovers again, Judgment Day, and we have Knight of Pentacles. This is looking very good, even though it's Eight of Cups again. So Eight of Pentacles is about using your expertise, knowledge, what you already know about what you need to do. Seems like here, yes, the lovers comes in, but the lovers is going to actually, lovers can be a choice. Like I said, a choice will be given to you. Can be a soulmate coming into your life. Like there's positivities, filled with positivity, I feel. However, this is going to help you or cause you to face something here. Okay, let's cover these guys. The Judgment is about everything is going to be laid in front of you and you need to reassess what's going on. And it seems like here that assessment is actually going to put your mind in the right place. Knight of Pentacles is actually making your mind about your new future. You see, he has his land right here. He's planting it, plowing it, and collecting the I was going to say medicine, but not the medicine. Collecting the crops, reinvesting, replanting the seeds. So he's building a future for himself to get up to the Queen of Pentacles and then the King of Pentacles level. Okay, so that's why I feel like your reassessment, even if you're avoiding it, is going to get you to a place of clarity. And the Eight of Cups coming twice, I feel here. Eight of Cups is a representative of something you need to emotionally detach. I listen to tarot books time to time, and in one of the books, this actually told me that this doesn't have to be something that you're leaving behind forever and leaving it to just giving up on it. This can also symbolize that there is a situation that you're over and done with. You have done everything in your power. There's nothing more you can do. The more you think about, the more you get frustrated. So what you do is, let me put this on the side and maybe I'll come back to it later, or maybe I don't care. Let it take care of itself, basically. Sometimes, like when you look at the past, if you do have this kind of experience, comment down below. You look at the past and like you're over and done with a person or a situation or a circumstance, and you say, you know what? I give up. whatever, I don't care. And then as soon as you do that, you turn your back on it, and then you turn back around and see, oh no, it just resolved itself by itself. Okay, it just went away. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so I feel like that's the Eight of Cups energy here, doubling twice. Something that you think maybe you have to resolve can be resolving itself if you can let it go. Okay, another one we have here is shadow healing. Let's see what is in the shadow for you. Irritation aligns with the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is like finally getting irritated so much about the situation and walking away from it. There comes a time when standing up and being counted may not necessarily resolve the issue, but it sure feels good when you're finally heard. So this kind of reminds me of the Five of Wands energy here, standing up and being counted. So it seems like maybe you're choosing the conflict here. The conflict can be something that is feeding you, okay? Because everything we choose, everything happens in our life. If there is a control aspect to it, we are emotionally choosing it without recognizing, okay? For example, if there's a person makes you upset all the time, you might have PTSD. You might need to see a professional. Definitely, okay? I'm not a professional about those things, but I listen to a lot of like this kind of stuff, and whatever you're not resolving, you're choosing kind of energy I feel here. And some of you might be actually getting fueled by conflict, okay? That's why irritation is a fuel for you, or it actually helps you resemble someone that you want their love, okay? So I'm going to give you the example because everything within us is actually also around us. When I'm driving, I get so frustrated, I get angry, and then recently I realized I'm actually exactly copying my father to the T, exactly his attitude, okay? So that's the way that I'm connecting with him. That's the way that I am feeling, oh, I'm just like him. But then I realized, no, I don't want to be just like him. I am who I am, and I am unique. I don't need to be like him to connect with him. So I just call him and talk to him, instead of just being irritated, because I don't really care. Like, I like driving. I don't really care. It can take hours. I can just go, slowly. I don't mind. So that's the thing. That's the example. But I'm just going to actually maybe pull your attention to those areas that are irritating you. Maybe deep down in there, it's not even irritated at all, but it connects you to something or someone. We have Judgment again. Soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. So this is basically exactly the example that I have given to you. You might have many of those areas that you are holding on to another person's habit or reactions. Seems like that needs to be reassessed here. We have patience, slow down, change your attitude, and clear your mind. Even though this is not really the hangman, we have an hourglass, but it is also like something that you flip. I feel like there's a pausing moment, taking a break from anything that you have in your hand right now is going to help you to actually see things differently, okay? All right, beautiful. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy your reading. If you do, I'm going to add more videos on the screen. And if you haven't already, give this one a thumbs up. Go ahead, hit subscribe. I wish you all a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.